Wait a minute, Doc. Are you telling me you built a time machine? What, of a DeLorean?
The way I see it, if you're gonna build a time machine into a car, why not do it with some style?
All right, it is another Tuesday evening. It is Tuesday Timeline, the season premiere, season 2. I'm Elliot. He's Ben. Ben, what's going on? Let me tell you something first. Is it just me, or does it feel like it's been April forever?
Yes, it does. Absolutely.
What is going on? Like, come on, can they get here already? Like,
Yeah, May is my favorite month of the year, so nice
why is that?
weather
Oh,
consistently.
well, yeah, this is true. Yep.
Very, very, very cool. And I know folks, I know we have backlash and a few other things, but really it's nice to wind down and be done with WrestleMania season because that was a lot of work.
It is, but you know what? Okay, before we get into everything, I have to have a few things.
Yes.
First of all, WB is really annoying me.
How so?
Did you see the SummerSlam ticket prices?
The SummerSlam what?
Ticket prices, the packages.
Oh no, I didn't.
The Elite Plus package uh, is available for the low price of $40,000.
The what package for $40,000?
The Elite Plus package.
I'll tell you what, I better be getting laid for that amount of money, and even that's like holy.
It's available for the low price of $40,000.
Stephanie McCurr better be my personal concierge, if you know what I'm
That's
talking.
those are not my words. That was what it actually said on the ad. The low price. What?
Well, um, it's I've seen plenty of examples of high prices for wrestling shows going around, and I've seen the talk on Twitter, and in this case, the IWC is exactly right. The ticket prices in terms of going to wrestling shows, they are not for normal people anymore. Like
No,
I
no. I want to meet the person that actually pays $40,000. And my first question to them would be, how is your bank account after that transaction?
Precisely. Yeah, because I'll tell you what, mine would be hurting after that.
The WWE is greedy, man. They're sponsors. Well, they don't need sponsors. They're WWE for crying out loud.
Well, yeah, but it goes back, and I mean this in all seriousness, even though it's going to sound like I'm being a smartass. It goes back to what I was saying. That's why they're so hungry for this mainstream attention, and that's why the mainstream attention doesn't work for wrestling because it's such a different entity.
And my God, I was watching SmackDown earlier today. Well, I started to trying to get through it. John Cena's
Smack,
promo. John
SmackDown or
Cena
Raw?
SmackDown because I didn't want get to see SmackDown yet. So, but
Oh,
John Cena's promo was terrible.
yes.
How dare you come out here and parent shame me? What?
I just, because
I can't take that serious.
it's been the same promo since he turned heel, like every week. So,
Like
and
I had to laugh at that line. I'm like, he didn't just say that.
yeah, well, it was ridiculous. And the stuff that we played the last time we had a show of The Rock's comments, he
Yeah,
he he got flamed over that.
Yes,
And
yeah, he tweeted back to Dave McGregor over that rant.
yeah, and I thought his response was kind of ridiculous.
But Dave responded to that. Actually, I'll play that on Saturday.
Yeah.
But so we've decided before we came on air, we decided that we're gonna the next few Tuesday timelines, we're gonna stick to WWF USWA so we can get out of the storyline and move on to other shows. We're gonna be doing WWF USWA for the next few episodes. I think there's like 7 parts, and we are on part 4.
Okay, so we got 3 more episodes
But
after this one.
but Ben, before I went on the air, have you ever heard of the Dead Parrot sketch?
No.
Monty Python. Okay, sir, because I have this on my list on Tubi. I have it on my Tubi list, okay?
Right.
And I have like the actual show itself, all 4 seasons. I'm looking forward to watching all 4 seasons. But the Dead Parrot sketch is one of my favorites, and I'm gonna play it for you right now. Okay, are you
Okay.
ready?
Yes, sir.
All right, here we go. This is gonna be a long one. It's like 5 minutes, but still, trust me.
But it's worth it.
You might want to mute yourself, though, because you're gonna laugh.
Oh, okay. I will. Hold on.
Okay, here we go.
Hello, I wish to register a complaint. Hello, miss.
What do you mean, miss?
Oh, I'm sorry, I have a cold. I wish to make a complaint.
Sorry, we're closing for lunch.
Never mind that, my lad. I wish to complain about this parrot what I purchased not half an hour ago from this very boutique.
Oh, yes, the Norwegian blue. What's wrong with it?
I'll tell you what's wrong with it. It's dead, that's what's wrong with it.
No, it's resting, look.
Look, my lad, I know a dead parrot when I see one, and I'm looking at one right now.
No, it's not dead, it's resting.
Resting?
Yeah. Remarkable bird, the Norwegian blue. Beautiful plumage, isn't it?
The plumage don't enter into it. It's stone dead.
No, it's resting.
All right, then. If it's resting, I'll wake it up. Hello, Polly. I got a nice cuttlefish for you when you wake up, Polly Parrot.
There, it moved.
No, it didn't. That was you pushing the gate.
I did not.
Yes, you did. Hello, Polly. Polly. Polly Parrot, wake up. Polly. Now, that's what I call a dead parrot.
No, it's stunned.
Look, my lad, I've had just about enough of this. That parrot is definitely deceased. And when I bought it not half an hour ago, you assured me that its lack of movement was due to it being tired and shagged out after a long sport.
It's got me pining for the fjords.
Pining for the fjords? What kind of talk is that? Look, where did it fall flat on its back the moment I got it home?
The Norwegian blue prefers kicking on its back. It's a beautiful bird, lovely plumage.
Look, I took the liberty of examining that parrot, and I discovered that the only reason that it had been sitting on its perch in the first place was that it had been nailed there.
Well, of course it was nailed there, otherwise it muscled up to those bars and boom.
Look, matey, this parrot wouldn't boom if I put 4,000 bolts through it. It's bleeding demise.
It's not, it's pining.
It's not pining, it's passed on. This parrot is no more. It has ceased to be. It's expired and gone to meet its maker. This is a late parrot. It's a stiff. Bereft of life, it rests in peace. If you hadn't nailed it to the perch, it would be pushing up the daisies. It's run down the curtain and joined the crowd invisible. This is an ex-parrot.
Well, I better replace it then.
If you want to get anything done in this country, you've got to complain till you're blue in the mouth.
Sorry, Gov, we're right out of parrots.
I see. I get the picture.
I've got a slug.
Does it talk?
Not really, no.
Well, it's scarcely a replacement then, is it?
Listen, I'll tell you what. If you go to my brother's pet shop in Bolton, he'll replace your parrot for you.
Belton, eh?
Yeah.
All right.
And
Uh,
only the first few minutes was funny. After that, it goes on.
Yeah, but the first bit of it was hilarious.
That's why, yeah, that's why I stopped it because the second part of it, I forgot that the second part is he goes to the brothers pet shop and like it's the same guy that he just left.
Yeah, exactly.
But the next one I'm gonna do on the phone show is the argument clinic. You're gonna die
Well, hopefully I won't actually die. I don't want to be a
of
dead
laughter.
parrot. I know. Play along, Canella.
You don't want
Jesus.
to be an ex parrot.
Exactly. Nope.
All right, so we are gonna get into WWF versus USW. However, Ben, before we do that, I found a movie because there's really only one movie because for the rest of April of 1993, the number one movie at the box office was Indecent Proposal.
Well, we've actually done the
But
indecent proposal
yeah,
trailer
yeah,
before.
from April 17th to like May the 2nd. April Indecent Proposal was number one at the box office. So
Right.
May 3rd, we had a new number one movie. So with that, Ben, time to go to the lobby.
Let's all go to the lobby. Let's all go to the lobby. Let's all go to the lobby to get ourselves a treat.
The concierge sent me the trailer for the number one movie on May 3rd, 1993, and here we go.
It sounded very American.
I'm going to America. French fries. Sky's the limit, that's what they say.
Not a Chinaman's chance. They say that too.
I'm different.
You kind don't understand English. You guys killed my dad and Creed. You think I'm happy to see you, my Jim?
Don't touch me.
Or what?
Huh? Or I'll touch you back.
You're not really an American.
This guy Lee, he's awfully oriental.
He's playing Oriental.
And you can't change people with your fists.
You kiss him. Kiss him. At least.
He defied tradition.
I'd like to take some lessons. I'd like to give them. Now, you know I'm not Chinese. I've noticed that.
You've been charged with violating the martial arts code.
This is the first Bruce Lee Kung Fu Institute.
We do not teach our secrets to the enemy.
I'll teach whoever wants to learn. Some of them chop socky flips, man.
He began a revolution.
I have developed a way of fighting with no fixed positions.
And became a leader.
You are ordered to stop teaching.
You're dying, Hulk. I've seen it.
All right, so Ben, Dragon, the Bruce Lee story, was number one on May 3rd, 1993.
Well, it looks like it was a good movie.
This was a great movie. I went to the theaters to watch this one. It was even better in the theater. It's like every time you think that it's over, there's still more to the story. Because a few times during the movie, I'm like, so okay, it's over, right? Nope, there's still more.
So, do you remember how long the movie was?
I don't recall offhand how long it was, but I think it was like at least 2 to 3 hours. I want to say. I'm taking a guess because this was like in '93. I was like 19.
Oh, okay.
So now we are going to get into the focus of tonight's episode. That, of course, being WWF versus USWA Part 4. And here we go. This is going to be interesting because now we are going to be introduced to even more characters like Papa Shango.
Oh my God.
I know. So here we go with USWA and WWF Part 4. And Ben, you know your job.
Yes.
All right. So what do we have? First of all, I'm gonna say I misnumbered, so we are starting at 29 and we are going to 39. So it's still we're on track. I just misnumbered the videos. I
okay.
that earlier tonight, but here
Very
we go.
good.
What do we have first off?
So we have Chapter 29, The Macho Man and Sherry attack Jerry Lawler.
Here we go.
Now, like I said, he knows good and well that I am right here each and every Saturday. If he wanted to do all that tough talking, why don't he come down here, face me face to face, instead of sending in his interviews and doing what he's going to do? Oh, boy, come on.
Sensational Sherry is headed back this way. Sherry Martel. Get out of here. Would you just get out of here?
Well, 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 if it isn't Queen Lawler. You know, you've got a lot of nerve talking about the only real man in the whole wide world, and that is the Macho Man Randy Savage.
Oh, yeah, right.
You sat down here in little no-good-for-nothing hillbilly Hicktown, Memphis no-going-where, Tennessee, where the home of that no-good-for-nothing legend Elvis Presley was born at on top of that.
Hey.
And you call yourself a champion, and you say the Macho Man is a pea-brain? Where do you get off, little man? I have stood up against more men than you will ever stand up against anything in your life. And it is said that I can whip most men in this business. Hey, Lance, I see you back there, too. And for another thing, not today, not any other time in this lifetime, or the next, or the one before, or anywhere in your little feeble mind, will you ever beat Macho Man Randy Savage. Now, what do you think about that, smarty pants?
Well, let me say something to you, sensational Sherry. You say you could whip most men in professional wrestling. Well, let me just assure you of one thing. I ain't one of them, sweetheart. You understand that? So don't come out here with all that little tough talk of yours. Don't start running your mouth. And as far as you calling yourself sensational Sherry, that's got to be about the biggest joke that I have ever heard. Let me tell you something. Let me ask you a little question. I want all of y'all to see if you know the answer to this. You know what the difference is between sensational Sherry and garbage? No. There is a difference. The difference between sensational Sherry and garbage is garbage gets picked up occasionally.
Man.
What?
Oh,
Come on, Sherry.
Boy, she has made a big mistake. She's made the king mad.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Hey,
look out. No, King, don't pile driver. No.
Look out.
Randy Savage. Randy Savage just grabbed the king from behind.
Savage and Sherry, sensational Sherry, jump on the king in there. Savage out of nowhere, Dave.
Just came and jumped him from behind. He had sent in an interview, and that this must be the surprise. Come on. Eddie Marlin out. Thank goodness Eddie got here when he did and stopped that pile driver.
Yeah.
And now Sherry yelling at Eddie. Now, all right, Eddie has told him to get out of here. Now look at Sherry kicking Lawler again, and Savage says, yes, sir. Look out, he nails Eddie from behind. Oh, boy. Hey. Savage jumping on Eddie Marlin. Sensational Sherry. Hey. On the key. Come on, Randy. Oh, boy. Yeah, get some security. Yeah, get some help, yeah. Come on, yeah. Get security to get Savage out of here.
Savage shoving security.
Yeah, we'll get security to get him out. Let's, hey, roll the break. Roll the break.
All right, so that was chapter 29 done.
So was it just me, or was the beginning of that fight very awkward?
That was. Did you hear that slap from Sherry?
Yeah.
Like, wait a minute. Did he really do that?
Yeah. Well,
like I couldn't tell if that was real or if that was work.
Knowing how Sherry used to do things, I mean, I'm sure it was a work, but you know, how can you really work a slap? You have to slap.
I mean, the way that one sounded, like, ouch.
Exactly. But
I love how she always keeps referring to the other commentators on Lance.
Yeah, it was fun. So the majority of that clip was good, but as I was saying, the transition from Sherry and Jerry talking to the attack by Macho Man and Sherry was very awkward because as we can see, Elio and I, he was teasing pile driving Sherry, and then the way that Macho Man hit him, he couldn't really hit him very hard because otherwise he would have dropped Sherry. So that whole sequence of getting Sherry down safely led to an awkward transition into the fight stage of things.
This USWA Manny Savage feel so awkward.
Yeah, it's just you know, I'm sure I'll be able to form a better opinion as I see more clips and we get toward the ends of the show. But as of right now, that clip was one of the weaker ones that we've gone over in this series.
All right, so what do we have next?
So let me put you on full screen. Next up, we have Chapter 30, Sensational Sherry Attacks Miss Texas.
Miss Texas, of course, is WWE Hall of Famer Jacqueline.
Oh, now that's a fight I want to see. Jacqueline and Sherry Martel. Oh my God, yes.
And here we go.
In the USWA, Miss Texas.
Yes, Dave. I'd like to say something. Sherry Martel, you think by coming down here, you're going to take over? I don't think so. Because you have to go through me first, tough girl. Now, don't let my size underestimate you. Because I'm tougher than you think I am.
Watch out. Here she comes.
Hey,
Sherry Martel, we have seen far too much of her here today. All right, she's taking off the high heels.
Excuse me if I get a little bit comfortable with this. So you're Miss Texas. You got that right. You got the USWA title. There you go. Right? Well, I tell you what. You're in Memphis, Tennessee, not Texas, so that makes you unofficial. And another thing. Oh, yes, oh, really? And another thing. Let me ask you, where did you get that outfit? No, well, let me ask you. Whoa! I have got to get your face out of my face, woman. You got your clothes at Kmart, am I not right? Where did you get yours from, a garage sale? No, I had to have mine personally made. And one other thing about it. Do those weeds in your head compensate for your lack of brains and everything else? Let me ask you.
Oh, 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 boy!
Oh dear, cat fight.
Oh, look out. Oh, boy. Oh, Sherry grabs Miss Texas. Yes, he just... Oh, come on, Sherry! Oh, goodness gracious. Oh, Sherry, what you look at? Hey. Throws Miss Texas over
Lunch
the
better
gas
move out of the
here.
way.
Sensational Sherry
Exactly.
Martel. Smashing Miss Texas. Miss Texas trying to fight back. Sherry Martel, look out. Just nailed her again with a big right hand. Miss Texas in trouble against Sherry Martel here. There's Eddie Marlin.
Uh-oh. Eddie Marlin's gonna get his.
Oh, Lord.
Why would you want to get in Sherry's face?
I'd rather get in her face than Jacqueline's.
This is true. I mean, but both of them will kick your ass.
With an insult for all of us, as she does.
Exactly.
All right. So that was chapter 30. Sherry attacking Miss Texas. Ben.
Next up, we have chapter 31, Steel Cage, Macho Man versus Jerry Lawler.
Of course, we also did get to see a clip of Sherry and Miss Texas as well in this one. So here we go.
Martel over there. Look like she may have went in a tights and got something. I don't know. She's covers Miss Texas with whatever in the world she had. Yeah, she had something. I can't see what it is. She's stuffing it back in her boots over there. She covers Miss Texas. 1, 2, 3.
Ooh, that was a rip-off. You should have seen more.
We've got a new USWA Ladies Champion. King on the middle rope now. Savage is out. Lawler, touchdown, a right hand on Savage. He may have him here now. Savage is out of it. He rolls up. Lawler climbs. What's it? Oh, look out! Oh, watch it, Jerry. That's sensational. Sherry. Martel got over the thing some kind of way and gets in the cage. How in the world? Sherry Martel just climbed the cage, comes down, and nails Lawler from behind. So in 15:48,
how is that disqualification?
Call for the bell.
Say again?
Martel.
Why did they ring the bell? How is this a disqualification? It's a steel cage match.
Exactly.
Interfering in the unified world title bout. Jumps over the steel cage, climbs the cage, jumps over the top. And she is going to work on the king. This lady, let me tell you, you can't have any respect for her at all. She is just absolutely obnoxious, let me tell you. After beating up on Lawler, Kid Savage, and he goes to work on the king. And Sherry Martel comes back into the ring now, this Martel, and busts Lawler with a right fist. After Savage posts him and all, Martel adds her 2 cents in it. Randy Savage.
Oh.
That was a miscalculation.
Right.
And Martel nails Savage. The strap comes down, and look out, Jerry Martel. Yes, he's trying to get out. But I think you forgot it's a steel cage up there, Sherry. She goes to climb it. It's going to be a little too late, though. The king grabs
Okay.
Well.
Oh, God.
All right. Then, okay. So, explain to me how Randy Savage gets disqualified in a steel cage match.
I know it's one of those situations where the flagrant ignoring or the ignorance of the rules is just absolutely maddening. That's like AEW level bullshit to me. Especially,
Go on.
especially when you have two legends like Randy Savage and Jerry Lawler. It's like, come on now.
And I was thinking while I was watching that, I was thinking WrestleMania 7. You remember the Ultimate Warrior Randy Savage? At the end of the match, Savage lost.
Yeah.
And who attacked him? Sensational Sherry.
Yeah.
And that was in 1991. So I'm trying to figure out how in the world they got back together in '93.
Yeah, I don't remember that one, but I'm willing to bet you it'll come up in this one. Especially once we swing around to the WWF perspective. Because the one thing that surprises me about this series is obviously we covered what would come as a result of this, which was the eventual heel turn of Mr. McMahon and the advent of McMemphis. But I'm kind of surprised that we haven't seen more of this feud from the WWE side of things in terms of USWA people coming to WWE and being in WWE arenas. It's always them coming to USWA arenas.
It almost feels like WWE and TNA. We see the WWE wrestlers appear more on TNA than TNA on WWE television.
Well, and that's a very apt comparison. I agree.
Okay, what do we have next?
But next up is Chapter 32, Sensational Sherry's new boy toy, Johnny Polo, a.k.a. Raven. It's hard to imagine Raven being anyone's boy toy, but Jesus Christ, here we go.
Well, I mean, I really can't blame Savage for getting mad at what happened during the match. So I'm guessing that's why she has a new boy toy.
Well, your guess is as good as mine. Let's find out.
Here we go.
The King went after Sherry Martel. I tell you, that one, it got to the point where it didn't have so much to do with a unified belt as it was a personal vendetta. And now Sherry Martel with Scotty Flamingo here and smiling and just very happy with the entire situation, I can tell.
I'm real happy with the whole situation.
Yeah.
Hey, man, also, I told you about that tanning bed. How you doing, Dave Brown? Look at this, people. Look at it, Memphis. Tell me, is this not the most sexiest man that you have ever laid your eyes on?
No, they're saying no.
Well, that shows how much intelligence you have. Look at this, ladies. Something to dream about at night. Lay that right there. And look at this, ladies. Something that you go to bed dreaming about every night. And I see. And let me show you something else.
Oh, come on.
Don't want to show him everything, Scotty. That's a lot. That's how much you know out there and how much Memphis knows. And I saw you out here a while ago with those guys, and I saw you just beat the heck out of them. You're talented, you're young, you're gorgeous, and you can beat anything and everybody around here.
Hear that, Dave Brown? Hear what you said? Tell him some more, Jerry. Tell him some more.
That's right. Look at this. Look at that. He's got the biceps, he's got the hips, he's got the thighs, and he's got every move that it's going to take to make this man a world champion. Now, one other thing.
God, repulsive.
You got just a little bit of taste of what I'm going to do to you. You ought to be working at Taco Bell serving miles and hot sauce for what I did to you. But no, you couldn't do it, could you? You couldn't do it. You had to come back and get a little bit more. It wasn't bad enough. I had to strip that stupid whatever it is you wear around your scalp. It isn't bad enough that I had to humiliate you and rip your clothes off
humiliated her. Humiliated her.
It's bad enough that I had to come out here and scorn my hands with that stuff, whatever it is you put in your hair, that is a lack of confidence.
It's disgusting that you had to put your hands in her greasy, nappy hair.
I know, makes me think about it already. I went home and took 4 showers. Next thing, Miss Texas, I'm not finished with you. You want some more of me? Come on. You just come on. Come on, anywhere, anytime. Because that was just a preliminary sample of what I intend to do to you. Now, Jerry the King Lawler, you had the audacity and the nerve to humiliate me. Well, let me tell you something. I've got a man right here. I have got a man right here that will kick your butt all over Memphis. And as soon as I get my hands on you, and as soon as Scotty's picking every part of your body, he's going to let me have what's left. He's going to let me have what's left. I'm going to rip your butt apart. That is, if there's anything left when he gets finished.
That's right. Burger King Lawler.
Excuse me?
You put one hand on the pretty head of the sensational one, Sherry Martel. I'm going to rip your head off, and I'm going to stick my fist in your, right down the hole, and I'm going to...
What?
I'm sorry, Ben. How do you rip someone's butt apart?
Holy crap. And, you know, and I would have said, I was about to say at the end of this clip here, because you had to step aside in the middle of that clip, but I was about to say I was jealous of you because you missed Johnny Flamingo, or whatever his name is. He wasn't referred to as Johnny Polo, so the title was...
Flamingo, yeah, Scotty Flamingo. Why? What happened?
Yeah, so the title was misleading, but he started gyrating all over the place as Sensational Sherry started undressing him.
And were you like, oh, make it stop?
Well, yes. Let's just say my straightness was very reaffirmed. But the other thing too, and I have to say this, whenever there's this element to it, I understand that 1993 is a different time, but can we stop with the racial stuff with Corey and the nappy hair of Jacqueline? Like, stop that. I don't see how that is helpful or necessary. But yeah, nonetheless,
I don't get where that fits in. That doesn't really fit in anywhere in any story.
Yeah, exactly. But moving on, we have another character being introduced into the fold of the storyline with Chapter 33, Coco Beware returns to Memphis.
Now, Ben, before I play this clip, I've seen Coco Beware. This is a completely different Coco Beware that we're about to see because I watched this clip. This is a completely different Coco. You've heard him in interviews, right?
Yeah.
He's all happy. He's got his parrot Frankie with him.
Yeah.
This is a completely different Coco Beware. Here we go.
Well, pretty boy Brian Christopher, guess who's on your trail? Guess who's knocking at your back door? It is the Birdman. Remember this face? Well, you better get ready because it's coming right at you Monday night. And you see, I told my friend Jeff Jarrett, I said, Jeff, keep your eye on him because he's nothing but a snake in the grass. And he will stab you or he will bite you right in the back. That's the type of dude Brian Christopher is. That's right. So pretty boy, Brian Christopher, you think you're so pretty? You think you're so tough? You think you're so bad? Well, Brian Christopher, you're looking at the baddest dude, baby, because I'm telling you, I've been around the best. I've been around Jerry Lawler. I've been around Jimmy Valiant. I've been around Bill Dundee. I've been around all those tough dudes. And they taught me how to fight. and they taught me how to fight hard. Where was Brian Christopher? He was nowhere around when the Birdman. We had to take a beating, but I kept on coming back. So, Brian Christopher, I'm going to do yourself a favor. I'm going to do your parents a favor, something they should have did a long time ago. And that's to wear your booty out. Monday night, you are mine.
Oh, my God.
You're mine.
Well, we heard the laughter. You know, I know he heard part of that interview with Coco Beware, but you don't seem the least bit impressed with what Coco was just telling you.
Dave Brown, this has got to be the greatest day of my life, Dave. Dave Brown and all you redneck hillbilly scum out here, after an entire week of begging and pleading and threatening old man Marlin, I finally had the sissy boy right here today in the ring. He's going to put up my belt, which he stole a few months ago, and I'm going to whip your tail, boy. I'm going to hurt you bad and take back my belt. And then, that will make Monday night at the Mid-South Coliseum a title defense against Coco Ware. Coco Ware. I can't help but laugh, Dave, every time I hear somebody say the name Coco Ware. Who would possibly name their child Coco?
Come on, Brian.
How cruel can that be, Dave, to name your child Coco? I'll tell you what, Dave, what Coco Ware likes to do is he likes to hang around with birds. He calls himself the Birdman. He likes to fly. He likes to fly, Dave. He likes to get in the ring, and he flies, and he flies. Oh, he's a Birdman. Well, let me tell you what, Coco Ware. When you step in the ring with Brian Christopher, you will be flying. Every time I slap you right across your chops, you're going to fly. You understand me? You'll fly, boy. You'll fly, boy, like I said. And then after I beat you, you'll be on the first flight out of Memphis, because nobody, and I mean nobody, beats Brian Christopher.
Well, we'll see about that. Coco Ware can answer for himself. I guarantee you will come this week.
What the hell was that at the end?
What is going on?
We're gonna spare the listeners the imagery of what Brian Christopher just did at the end of that video, because it was, oh my God, Elio, I need a shower. Like, stop. Just what is he doing to us? Jesus.
Wait, that promo, he likes to fly. Don't do that.
Please make it stop. And I'm going to make it stop as quickly as I possibly can, because we're going to move smoothly sail into the next one.
Hold on, before we do, what you think of Coco's promo? Did I tell you that was a different Coco Beware?
Yes, and to be honest with you, I almost wish after seeing that we'd have seen more of that in WWF at the time.
I know, right? I didn't really like the sing-songy type character.
I mean, I get it for the time, because WWE was very PG at the time.
Yeah.
And very cartoon characterish. And no disrespect to Coco whatsoever. Hall of Famer and all of that. Duly noted. But for me, the Birdman, it just isn't. And I got a kick out of Frankie, when I started going back and seeing older footage and seeing Coco. I Coco was never really one of my guys with his WWF gimmick.
But see, when people be like, why is Kobe wearing the Hall of Fame? You have to think about it because it's not just WWE. He was a big name out before WWE.
Yeah, and I think, and sometimes I even catch myself. I'm not saying I did this with Coco because I didn't. When he was announced for the Hall of Fame, I'm like, I'm cool with that. But with a lot of guys now that WWE inducts into the Hall of Fame and women too, I'm like, I kind of cock an eyebrow with some of them because, you know, at least in WWE, I don't think that they had Hall of Fame careers. So that being said, they must be taking other promotions and their work into consideration. But then again, my argument is, why is it called the WWE Hall of Fame? So, I mean, and I get that that's being picky, but you know, I think it was the very last show that we did. Elio had a list of WWE Hall of Famers that he read off, and my job was to say, in my opinion, is this guy a Hall of Famer? Yes or no? And I had a fair few no's based off of the fact that they didn't have that run in WWE. They had their Hall of Fame worthy run elsewhere. And because it was a WWE Hall of Fame, I said no. Like, the prime example is Sting. Of course Sting is a Hall of Famer. Of course he is. I'm not arguing that. I'm not stupid enough to try to make that argument. But is he a WWE Hall of Famer? Absolutely not. He's a pro wrestling Hall of Famer. There's a difference.
All right, so let's move on from that disturbing chapter. And what do we have next?
Yes. Quickly moving on. Chapter 34. Sherry and Miss Texas fight with the man.
Okay, let's see what we got here.
King is out trying to quiet down the fans as they put the cheers on for Nightmare Danny Davis and Jeff Gaylord. Well, this King and Doll, there's something else. We were in the USWA before. Been here some time ago. Was pretty well fan favorites, but now they come back, boy, and pretty much a couple of guys that nobody really likes, I don't think, was King and Doll, including Jeff Jarrett and Billy Travis. Yeah, they're looking for him. Here comes Jeff and Billy. They jump on King and Doll.
Well, King and Doll interfered in Jeff's match against Brian Christopher, and they're just returning the favor here. Jeff and Billy. Look out, here comes Christopher. Speaking of Christopher, he jumps Jeff Jarrett from behind. The match is over, fans, officially. Yeah. It's going to be a win for Simply Divine by disqualification, but boy, the action still continues. Out on the floor, it's Billy Travis, Steve Doll, Jeff Gaylord against Rex King. Here comes the King.
Yeah!
He's got Brian Christopher.
He knows Christopher. Look at Lawler go after Brian Christopher. He and Jeff take Christopher in. Big double right fist from Lawler and Jarrett. Referee Kevin Christian trying to get order. Oh, but it's going to be hard to do, especially now because
Sherry
Martel. Sensational Sherry comes right on the back of Lawler. Does this Sherry Martel. Boy, let me tell you, you talk about a brawl in full action. It's here today. Christopher holds Lawler while Martel.
Here comes Miss Texas. Look out, Sherry Martel.
Oh, boy. Oh, boy. Look at Miss Texas. Go after Martel. She jumped right on the back of Sherry and went right after in there. Miss Texas flips her over. Here comes Scotty Flamingo.
Scotty Flamingo grabs Miss Texas. Look out.
Oh, boy, that is ridiculous. Flamingo just picked up Miss Texas
it and flipped you over hard in there. Oh, that's hard. Here come the young stallions. Here comes the fantasy, Larry Williams. My goodness, we got a ring full. Looks like a battle royal in there. Everybody's in the action. Jerry Martell working on this Texas over in the corner. Here comes BG13. BG13. It's a free-for-all.
I don't think that this was intended as a battle royal, folks.
The crowd on
No, I don't think. I don't think it was meant to be a battle royal here.
What happened? Here's Eddie. He's up on the ring apron. He's going to try to get them separated. Oh, Scotty Flamingo overhits Eddie Marlin.
Eddie Marlin knocked out Flamingo.
Well, that part is hilarious.
Oh, he's right in the middle of it. John Gilbert and Eddie, look out. Oh, man, Eddie Marlin's tangled up in there. Oh, but look at Eddie. Eddie holding his arm. He busts Gilbert and Flamingo. Boy. I don't know how we're going to get this one separated. There goes some of the folks out of here. Let's take a break. We'll be back.
All right, Ben, what do we have next after that somewhat less disturbing chapter than the previous one?
Well, first of all, it was drastically less disturbing, although I have to point out, folks, that in that clip, that I will describe one segment that I didn't like, and that was Scotty Flamingo's suplexing Miss Jacqueline. I'm not saying Miss Jacqueline can't take a suplex. I'm just saying that I'm not really a fan of intergender wrestling.
Yeah.
In any form, regardless of the time.
Yeah.
That's just kind of a personal thing for me. But having said that, the rest of the clip was absolutely fine. Although, Elio, I must admit, I'm not sure how that degenerated into a battle royal of sorts, which included the owner of the company.
And what was Sherry doing to Miss Texas in the corner there? I was like, oh no, what? Make it stop?
Well, it couldn't be any worse than what Naomi was trying to do to Jade Cargill on SmackDown. I sent you that clip.
We're going to talk about that. Okay, we're going to talk about that off air. I'm curious. Then I will get into more on a Saturday show.
Okay, very good.
All right, so what do we have next?
Next up is Chapter 35, Coco Beware versus Brian Christopher.
Here we go with the Birdman and the Crazy Man.
Exactly.
Well, you got to watch this Brian Christopher whenever you're in there with him. Christopher with big right hand. Referee Frank Morrell. Coco. After warning Coco about using the right hand, Christopher, now referee Frank Morrell is Coco ducked and got out of the way. Watch Christopher. He's got that chain again. Clobbers Coco with it. Oh, boy, he nails the Birdman. Christopher flying away with that chain and referee Frank.
The ref is right there watching him do this shit. What the hell?
All right.
21 minutes and 30 seconds.
Yeah, now you ring the bell, right?
21-30.
Going on there.
He told Christopher to break it in there. He wasn't.
But he did throw down Brian Christopher, so I'm good with that.
Declared disqualification, on Brian Christopher for hitting it. And look at that. Coco Ware gets the chain. Now Frank Morrell just took Christopher, threw it back in her hand. Coco Ware.
All right.
The referee was the star of that clip.
Oh yeah, Frank Morrell. No, no. Okay, when they said that name, I remember now because in one of my old wrestling magazines, it had that name listed in the official ratings. So now I know who Frank Morrell is.
Absolutely, and I'm a fan of Frank Morrell just because he tossed down Brian Christopher and sent him back in with the wolf that was Coco Beware. Frank Morrell doing his best Earl Hebner impression.
Right.
I can appreciate that. So now we move on from the match between Brian Christopher and Coco Beware to Chapter 36, Brian Christopher and Coco Beware confrontation.
Oh no. Ben, are you scared?
A little bit, especially since this is a little bit of a longer clip.
Here we go.
I want to know what is that barber chair doing here? And why are them clippers sitting in it, along with them scissors and the comb, huh, Dave Brown?
Well, I think you're aware generally why they're here. They're here because your hair is at stake, Southern title is at stake for Jeff, and if you lose, they're going to put you in that chair right there and shave your head right here on television today.
Well, Dave Brown, before we go any further, I want to know who is the referee here today. Is it Frank Morrell? That's all I want to know.
No, it's Kevin.
Okay. Well, let me tell you what. Frank Morrell, you bald-headed idiot. You have done took me for the last time. Every time I got a match, you're always pushing on me. You're always touching all over me. Well, I'm going to tell you what. Next time you ever lay a hand on me, I'm going to knock your bald-headed self all the way up into the top row of General Mission. You understand me? Mark my words. And another thing, Dave, let me tell you what. You stand there and you hold it right there. Don't move again, okay? Now, everybody comes out here and they start running their mouth. Brian Christopher, he thinks he's big. Brian Christopher thinks he's bad. He thinks he's the greatest thing on earth. Well, let me tell you something. Brian Christopher knows he's big, bad, and he knows that he is the greatest thing on earth. Everybody wants to come out here and they say, Jackie Fargo, he was a legend. He was one of the greatest Southern title holders of all time. You know, I always wonder, why is it when I step in the ring, whoever I'm against, they announce it, let's just say it's Jeff Jarrett. In this corner, Jeff Jarrett. Oh, yay, yay. And in the other corner, Brian Christopher. You see what I'm saying, Dave? That's the way it's been all throughout time. These morons have been trained that Jackie Fargo, they've been trained that handsome Jimmy Valiant. You're idiots. You think that Coco Ware and Jerry Lawler, you think that you're supposed to clap for them whenever you hear their names. Well, I'm going to tell you what. I am a star. I'm not a second-rate wrestler like Jackie Fargo, handsome Jimmy Valiant. I am the greatest wrestler that has ever drawn a breath. You understand me? So from now on, when you announce my name, you people should rise up and clap for me. I don't understand why you people will not clap for me. It's always Jeff Jarrett, Coco Ware, Jerry Lawler.
Exactly.
Appreciate right there.
Did I tell you to shut your mouth? Huh? Well, let me tell you.
Now here we go with the confrontation part of the evening.
Hey, I'm warning you, this is my interview time, and nobody, and I mean nobody, interrupts me. You hear me? Hey, do you hear me? I said nobody comes out here. That was the best compliment that you ever had, that you ever said, punk. You want to say Jackie Fargo was a legend? Jimmy Valiant was a legend? Jerry Lawler is a legend? Well, baby, hey, you can rank me as a legend, too. You can rank Jeff Jarrett as a legend. But you think those people that you're fooling those people, they're not crazy, baby. They're not crazy. That's right. You know what? I'm telling you, that's the reason why they boo you.
That's the reason why they boo you, because you nothing but a punk. And I'm going to tell you one thing. No, you can ask me something. You ain't telling me nothing.
All right, come on, guys. Come on now.
You may not get the chance to wrestle Jeff Jarrett today, because I'm guaranteeing you, I will kick your booty all over this dirt. What you say to yourself is a superstar. You ain't nothing, punk. You ain't nothing, because you ain't never paid no dues. You understand that? You ain't never paid nothing. That's all I got to say. And you put that in your little peace pipe, and you smoke it. You understand me? Because I'll knock you the next week. Okay, be so mad. You know what I can do? I can just throw up in your mouth. Okay.
Oh, no. Don't do that.
You ran your mouth long.
Don't do that.
Oh, look out, look out. Oh, boy. Yeah.
That is some bad imagery and shit. Oh my God. What are we doing here? Playing a high stakes game of chicken?
Yeah, and I'm just table down.
He's got it separated from the escape route, I think, right about now.
Yeah, boy, I wish I could catch him for him, too.
Coco is saying, what's the matter? You're so big and tough. How come you're running? Here's Eddie Marlin trying to settle it all down here. He's at the Coco. What he's going to do is say, hey, this is not time or place for it. I understand you're upset, Coco, but no.
Ben, you ain't asking me nothing. You can tell me something.
Well, let me tell you something, Elio. Because I'll tell you what, some of these descriptions of what these men want to do to each other, it only reinforces my brother's fears about professional wrestling. Let me tell you.
I mean, Colby, where wanted to throw up and shit up right in his mouth. Don't do that. What?
Let me assure you of something. Never in the 7 years of this podcast, nor our friendship, have I ever threatened you with that, nor will I ever do that, or anything of the kind.
Oh man, I don't know. I think this episode's got off the rail with the storyline.
Exactly. So why not just keep it going? I don't think there's any hope of getting it back on the rails.
See, this next one I don't approve of, but go ahead.
Yes, this next one I really don't approve of because of what I was talking about just a few minutes ago. This is chapter 37, Jerry Lawler pile drive sensational Sherry.
Oh, boy. 1909. Lawler and Miss Texas, they got the win. But Flamingo and Martel jump on a King and Miss Texas. Oh, yeah! Flamingo went out to Lawler. Martel was trying to pause on Miss Texas. The King's got Jerry Martel. Oh, boy! He paused on Jerry Martel. There goes Martel. And there goes the King and Miss Texas. The winners of the bout, the King, Jerry Lawler, and Miss Texas. Miss Texas and the King, Jerry Lawler, your winners of the bout. 19 minutes and 9 seconds. We've been asked to go into Sherry Martel's dressing room, and I understand she's got some words, Sherry. Look at it. Look at us, Jerry the King Lawler. Look what you did to her. Are you proud of yourself attacking a lady like this? And you call yourself a man? You okay, baby? What about her interfering in the bout out there, Scotty? She interfered as well. Wait, Jerry Lawler, look what you've done to me. What is it? How does it feel to pile drive a woman? Okay, baby? You okay?
Jerry Lawler, I know people all over the wrestling world. No matter what it takes, no matter who I have to call, somebody's gonna make you pay. Somebody's gonna come here, and they're gonna break your stinking neck, and they're gonna do to you what you did to me tonight.
Get out of here, Macklin! Get out of here!
Make it stop.
Yeah, I don't, no pun intended, Elliot, or ladies and gentlemen of the PNC listenership sphere, but any show of male on female violence in wrestling, I'm not down with that in any way whatsoever. So I mean, I get it for what they're doing with Sensational Sherry. I get that that's the kind of heel that she is. You want that kind of heel to get got, so to speak. I understand that. But I think there are just other ways to do that. And once again, I think that this is one of those reminders that this is just a different time. Because you certainly wouldn't see that today for a very good reason. But moving on to the next to last chapter here, we have chapter 38, Papa Shango coming for the king.
Oh boy. Here we go.
Well, King, I know you consider that maybe an idle thread. You've heard a lot of them, but it looks like maybe she has delivered on this one. Take a look at who is coming in here. Papa Shango.
Here is Papa Shango! And weighing in at 246 pounds, originating from Anaheim, California. Here is Mark Mead!
Oh, my goodness, a shoulder breaker! And this man, Papa Shango, almost broke Mark Ming in half. Forget about it.
Weighing in 330 pounds. Here is Papa
Well, there he is, Papa Shango. He's about 6'6". He's intense. I know I don't have to tell you about him. You're aware of him.
You know, after standing there watching that little piece of video. Now wait, Flamingo.
You're a woman beater. You saw that, Dave Brown. Everybody saw it. You're a woman beater, King. You took a poor defenseless woman and you bowed to her. What kind of man are you? You know what? You're a depraved degenerate. You should be in a cell with Mike Tyson somewhere because you're nothing but a scumbag. Pile drivers, a woman like that, you hurt her. And you're going to pay for it, King. You're going to pay. Papa Shango's coming. And I'll tell you what, there ain't a guy in the WWF that doesn't want a piece of you. For what you did to Sean Martel, you're going to get it, kid. You're going to get it!
Scotty Flamingo. Well, I guess at least he's out of here.
You know, he says there's not a guy in the WWF that doesn't want a piece of me. Well, let me tell you something. Let me tell you what I think about each and every guy in the WWF. I think they all stink. You understand that? That goes for you too, Scotty Flamingo. Now, Sherry Martel, you put yourself in a man's place, and that's why you got exactly what you had coming. Is that what you got? What you had coming? Now, you want to go back up there, and you want to send down some mercenaries to try to do your dirty work. Well, Papa Shango, yeah, you're 6'6", is that right? Weigh nearly 300 pounds. And as I saw there at the end of that video, you've even got some kind of a skull with some fire shooting out of it. Well, let me tell you something, Papa Shango. You're looking at the man right here that knows a little bit about fire. Is that right? So I'm going to tell you something.
Oh, no. Oh, shit. Here we go.
But you're not in the World Wrestling Federation. You're in my backyard. You come on down and see the king, and I'm going to make you a promise, Papa Shango. The only flaming skull that is going to be in that ring this week is going to be the skull that's painted on your face. And it's going to be flaming courtesy of the king. So come see me, man.
There's a word from the king.
All right, so Papa Shango is now in the USWA band.
Ladies and gentlemen, you know, I've said this off and on before, but there are, and I don't think we're going to do it because I like the format that we're on, but there are some points in time where I really wish that we were a video-based podcast because I'm sitting here watching this clip, but then out of the corner of my eye, I'm also watching Elio, and Elio is just... The expression on his face is absolutely priceless as he's watching this because he cannot believe what he's looking at. And in a way, neither can I. But then again, I'm not going to get too uppity because I don't want to have Papa Shango interfering with my nightmares.
Right.
Let's just say I vastly prefer The Godfather, a version of Charles Wright, to Papa Shango.
And actually, sorry, speaking of Papa Shango, I was watching the WrestleMania 9 documentary.
Yeah.
And they interviewed him because I had forgotten about this, but he had a match at WrestleMania 9. He lost to Tito Santana.
Oh, I forgot about that match myself.
Yeah, that was a dark match. I think it's available on YouTube.
Oh, I'll have to check that out. But I think, is this the last chapter for the evening?
This is the last chapter, yes.
Yes.
And actually, I will have to talk to you off air about something. Go ahead.
Oh God, am I in trouble?
No, it's something I was looking at today.
No, I'm kidding.
I know.
But that's fine. But for right now, let's finish up this episode with Coco Beware versus Brian Christopher rematch.
Frank Morrell.
Referee Frank Morrell. Holding Coco. Frank Morrell calls for the bell in 20
Oh, I think they're showing clips from the last match.
Yeah.
He told Christopher.
That makes sense.
He wouldn't. Shoves Christopher out of the way. Coco's got the chain. Okay, Frank. Frank Morale has declared disqualification, on Brian Christopher for hitting it. And look at that. Coco Ware gets the chain. Oh, Frank Morale just took Christopher, threw it back in the ring. Hey, Coco reached back to swing with the fist in there and had a chain. Referee Frank Morale.
Hey, here we go. This is the match.
Okay.
And he goes after the Birdman. Coco beware. Hey, look at this. Referee Frank Morale stops Christopher from the chain he had in there. Hey, look at Christopher. 1, 2. Oh, boy. Oh, staring and the Birdman clobbers him with the right hand. The Birdman. Coco beware. Going to work on Brian Christopher. Takes Christopher into the turnbuckle. Oh! Goes in and misses. Oh, boy. Could be a mistake for Coco as Christopher got out of the way. Was standing in the turnbuckle. Oh, takes Coco right onto the concrete floor over here. Right by the timer's table goes Coco Ware. He's out on the floor. Christopher climbing the ropes up on the top one. Coco's on his feet, and he slams down on Coco Ware. Coco Ware down. He's covering him. 2. Coco up at 2. Well, it catches Coco right on the side of his face there and gets him down. Covers Coco Ware. 2. Coco gets his left shoulder up at 2. Humiliating Coco Ware. Slapping around the Birdman and a couple of big rights from Christopher. Hey, but look at Coco Ware. Fighting his way back. Takes Christopher into the turnbuckle. Big forearm that takes him down. The Birdman, Coco, beware, and Frank Morale both out in there. Christopher, boy, you got to look and notice that he almost did it on purpose in there. Slams Coco right in referee Frank Morale. As Christopher on the top rope is going to come down on Coco. Oh, no, he comes down on Frank Morale. What in the world? Boy, this fine Christopher comes down. Thought he's going to drop the leg on Coco Ware for the pin. Drops it right down in the chest of referee Frank Morale. Pulls out a chain and nails the Birdman. Coco's out. He goes over and grabs up Frank Morale. Covers Coco. Frank, down 1, 2. Hey, here comes referee Paul Neighbors. Paul comes out and he's telling him. Yeah, Paul telling him what happened. He's telling him you were out, and Christopher pulled out a chain. Yeah, hit Coco with it. And Frank Morale raises the hand of the Birdman, and Christopher clobbers Paul Neighbors. Oh, boy. Frank goes over and grabs Christopher. Plunges him into Coco, and Frank Morale with a right hand of his own, and the Birdman, Coco beware, gets his hand.
All right, so that is the end of these last 10 chapters that we just went through.
Very good.
All right, so Ben, what do you think of these chapters we went through tonight on tonight's show?
So far, so good. I'm a particularly big fan of Jacqueline and Frank Morel in these. I am surprised that we didn't get more. You know, Jeff Jarrett actually he didn't show up at all, which surprises me because he's been very involved in previous episodes. But I'm sure he'll come back around within the next 10.
So Ben, actually, I've got a preview of the next 10 chapters, and we'll do that shortly. All right, so I've got a preview of the next 10 chapters, and here's what you can expect in these ones. So we, of course, want to see more Papa Shango. And then following that, we're going to have Spaceman Frank Hickey, which is, I'm guessing, an older wrestler that retired, so he returns at 78 years old. Of course, Scotty Flamingo will no longer be known as Scotty Flamingo. Coming up, then we have Jerry Lynn and the return of Burt Prentice, and well done. And that's all in the next 10 chapters on the next installment.
Very good. I'm looking forward to next Tuesday. Thank you guys for hanging out for the season 2 premiere of Tuesday Timeline, episode 41 overall. And we'll see you next time for another edition of Tuesday Timeline. I'm Ben, he's Elio. We'll see you next time.
Roads? Where we're going, we don't need roads.